Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. Firstly, I just want to say thanks to all you subscribers, because we got to 1,000 now, which was the first milestone on Instagram. Not Instagram, what am I talking about? On on YouTube. That's it, the first milestone on YouTube that I was after. So I'm glad to have got there in what I think is a relatively quick amount of time. It's relatively quick relative to how long I thought it would take. So yeah, just glad to see that. And yeah, thanks a lot for that, guys. Thanks for listening. And yeah, it just shows that I'm not doing something that is completely pointless. So yeah, right, so we will now well, smash the likes if that's okay, guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, and we'll go straight over to those charts. So yeah, as you can see, we had that touch up. This is the 12-hour chart. We had that touch up yesterday, where we were at the top of the channel. We came well, the top of the horizontal level, top of this what is probably an ascending triangle. As to which way it'll break out, it will remain to be seen, but I think it is likely that it is an ascending triangle. So yeah, we tested the top side, tested the bottom all yesterday, and now it looks like we're just sort of drifting along a bit. So are we going to come down and test the bottom, maybe even break out of it, break out the bottom, and then we will just, I would be looking for if we break out the bottom of here, I would be looking for us ultimately to make our way down to the mid 10,000s, and then we'll have to adjust it to a sort of a box formation, pretty much like what we had down here. I believe I deleted it just because it was cluttering my charts up a bit, but the sort of rectangle formation, we had a look at the top and then the bottom, and then we sort of played in that range a bit. Maybe that's what we're going to end up forming here, but it is not necessarily the case. Obviously the buy-in can come in and then push us back up, and then through the top. Yeah, I would guess though, we're going to at least have a bit of a liquidity hunt to the downside, maybe even wick below this wick, to trigger a load of stops, and then we will have to see. It will then basically be a case of, if we then get follow through and we don't get straight back above, I think we will be heading to around this mid 10,000s. But if we hit that liquidity pool and then get slammed back up like we have seen on various time frames in Bitcoin's history, in Bitcoin's price action personality, then yeah, I believe that'll be it. That'll be a bullish indication, and we'll be looking good for a breakout at the top and off basically to the forward base before getting to the moon. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Stochastics are starting to look a bit droopy to use a technical term. So yeah, you can kind of see we had a little bit of indecision in the middle of the zone, and we are now well, the 4-hour is starting to drift down, obviously with price action drifting down. 10-hour pointing down, 12-hour, well, 12-hour is not looking as bad, but obviously this 10-hour is going to feed through to the 12-hour pretty soon. If we don't make some progress, probably back above around 11,800, 11,900, and we're only at 11,700, guys, and we are in a quite a volatile time for Bitcoin historically, recent history historically, I guess, and yeah, so it means that we could easily get that $100, $200 and be on our merry way again. Daily did drop out of this zone into the sort of the middle zone, but got back in, but now he's just playing around this zone. So we are just going to have to keep an eye on this. 3-day, we were looking at yesterday, is starting to, well, yeah, we're starting to turn over. So realistically speaking, if we go back to Bitcoin, you can kind of see that a lot of the average for the price action has been about the level that we're at now, and we've after this pump up here, we in reality been ranging around a mean price of which looks to be around well, basically exactly where we are now, this 11.7 to basically mid 11.7. So decisions for Bitcoin, obviously. This pattern doesn't necessarily have to hold. We can obviously break down, but I do think we will then just only ultimately really be playing in a box here. And I think the higher time frames for Bitcoin, I mean, especially the weekly, things are looking good. Things are looking good for Bitcoin in the larger time frame. So what I believe is that even if even if we sort of lose this bit and play out a larger range between, well, where we are and mid 10,000s, then as long as, if you see this horizontal, this is a very important, very important horizontal level for Bitcoin price action historically, as you can kind of see here. I mean, even at this point here, we struggle to maintain above it for much, and then we pretty much were getting rejected by it, rejected by it, rejected by it, rejected by it. We're now above it. We have now proven that we can break that level and hold above that level quite relatively convincingly. It's not necessarily the most convincing, but it will be the most convincing if we do break down here, hold 10,500, play out this range. I believe that will be a nice solid base for Bitcoin to make a good move up, because we don't have any solid bases really at the moment. I wouldn't call this a solid base, because if we come down to this level, then things are going to be looking pretty dicey, with this level being obviously lower than these highs here. So we have got two alternatives at the moment for a solid base. Is we break down, we form, like I said, this level here, or we break up and then play in this range and form a solid base at this range here, for us then to make progress to the upside. So ignoring Tesla a second, that was just up from last night's video. If we have a look at the dollar index, see how that is doing, because it has got rejected at our level, as I expected. I didn't expect it to take out this high, because we're just in a bearish, we are looking bearish. So this moving down here, this moving down, and also if I show you stock markets, we'll just look at SPX. You can see that these guys are looking pretty strong. These guys are looking pretty good. Oil is looking good. Gold and silver are looking pretty good. But what I would say, the weakness in gold and silver, and, well, stagnation, if you want to call it that, in Bitcoin, I believe with the moves that we're seeing in the dollar and stock markets, is probably just shorter term, medium term profit taking, and that's what's forming the drag at the moment. So that's what I believe the selling is in gold and silver and the Bitcoin, but what I believe then is that once they're done taking their profits, whoever's taken their profits, then that drag will come off the market, and we will just then continue up. So that's kind of my my views. So yeah, but that is it, guys. Just a relatively quick video this morning. Again, thank you to all the subscribers. Thanks for sticking with the channel, for liking and commenting and subscribing and all that good stuff. And yeah, remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you later on today.